Welcome to EngVibe podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to EngVibe podcast, the podcast where you improve your English while listening to real and natural conversations. I'm Emma.
And I'm Alex, and this is the place where you can practice English by listening to simple and natural conversations, just like real life. Did you guys notice that?
Notice what, Alex?
That silence, just for 3 seconds. It felt weirdly long, didn't it?
It did. It's funny how even a few seconds of silence in a podcast can make people think their phone died or their internet cut out. We're so used to noise, aren't we?
Exactly. And that is exactly what we are talking about today. We're diving into a topic that sounds a bit like a mystery: why silence is strength.
I love this topic. I think, especially for our listeners who are learning English, we often feel like we have to speak. We think that if we aren't talking, we aren't good at the language. But today, we want to show you that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is just be quiet.
Yeah. It's like that saying, right? Empty vessels make the most noise.
Wait, empty vessels. Explain that for the learners, Alex.
Oh, right. So a vessel is like a bowl or a pot. If it's empty and you hit it, it makes a loud clanging sound. But if it's full of something heavy and valuable like gold or water, it doesn't make much noise at all. So, people who talk the loudest often have the least to say.
Wow, that's a great way to start. So, Alex, let's be honest. Are you a quiet person?
Me? Ask my mom. She'd say I never shut up. But honestly, as I get older, I'm realizing how much energy I waste by just talking for the sake of talking. You know what I mean? Like being at a party and feeling like you have to fill every gap in the conversation.
Oh, I totally get that. It's that awkward silence fear. Like, if there's a gap for more than 2 seconds, you start talking about the weather or your cat or what you had for breakfast.
So, do you like bread?
Exactly. But today, we want to challenge that. We want to talk about how silence helps you in your work, in your relationships, and honestly, even in your English learning journey.
So, Emma, let's look at a real-life situation. Imagine you're at work, or maybe in a classroom. There's a big problem everyone is trying to solve. Everyone is shouting ideas. Do this. No, do that. What does the strong person do in that moment?
I think the person who is actually strong is usually the one sitting at the back, just listening.
Right. Why do you think that is?
Because when you're talking, you're only repeating what you already know. But when you're silent, you're actually gathering information. You're seeing the emotions in the room. You're seeing who is angry, who is confused, and you're seeing the mistakes in everyone else's logic.
That's so true. It's like a game of chess. You don't win by moving your pieces as fast as possible. You win by sitting back and watching the whole board.
Actually, I had a friend in university. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah was the quietest person in our study group. For the first 30 minutes of every meeting, she wouldn't say a single word. I used to think, is she even awake?
Haha, was she?
She was. And then, after we all finished arguing and getting nowhere, she would say one sentence, just one, and it would be the perfect solution. Everyone would just stop and go, oh, yeah, why didn't we think of that?
See, that's the power. Her words had weight because she saved them. If you speak all the time, your words become like cheap coins. There are too many of them, so they aren't worth much. But if you only speak when it matters, your words become like gold coins.
I love that. Gold coins. That's a beautiful way to put it. For our English learners out there, think about that. You don't need to speak 1,000 words a minute to be good at English. If you can say 5 words that are correct and meaningful, that is strength.
Okay, let's move to something a bit more personal: friendships and arguments. We've all been there, right?
Oh, definitely. You're angry, someone says something mean to you, and your first instinct is to bark back, to defend yourself.
Right. It's like a reflex, like when a doctor hits your knee with that little hammer. Someone says, "You're always late," and you immediately shout, Well, you're always messy.
That sounds like a very specific example, Alex. Is there someone at home you're arguing with?
Maybe. But seriously, think about the strength it takes to stay silent when someone is shouting at you. It's actually harder to stay quiet than it is to shout back.
It really is, because your ego wants to win. Your ego wants to say, I'm right and you're wrong. But silence? Silence is like a shield. If someone throws fire at you with their words and you stay silent, the fire has nowhere to go. It just dies out.
That is deep, Emma. I read the story once about a wise man. A younger man came up to him and started insulting him, calling him names, being really rude. And the wise man just sat there, smiling slightly, listening.
Wait, he didn't get angry?
Not at all. After the young man finished, he asked, "Why aren't you saying anything? Why aren't you fighting back?" And the wise man said, "If I offer you a gift, and you refuse to take it, who does the gift belong to?"
Oh, it still belongs to the person who tried to give it.
Exactly. The wise man said, "Your anger and your insults are a gift. I refuse to take them, so they stay with you."
Wow, that gives me chills. It's so true. When you stay silent in an argument, you keep your peace. You don't let the other person pull you into their storm. You stay on the shore where it's safe and dry.
And you know what else? Silence makes the other person think. When they shout and you don't respond, they suddenly hear how loud and, well, how ridiculous they sound. It forces them to look at themselves.
It's true. It's like holding up a mirror to them without even using your hands.
Let's talk about the world we live in now. Social media. I mean, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. It's all just noise, isn't it? Everyone is shouting, "Look at me. Look at my lunch. Look at my opinion on this thing. I don't really understand."
Look at my lunch is too real. But you're right. We feel this pressure to always have an opinion. If something happens in the news, we feel like we have to post about it immediately.
And if you don't, people think you don't care. But sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is not post, to just process it, to think.
I think we're losing the art of thinking. We go from seeing to talking in 0.5 seconds. We don't have that middle step anymore, the step of silence where we ask ourselves, is this true? Is this helpful? Is this necessary?
Is it necessary? That's the big one. I've started doing this thing, Emma. Before I send a text or post a comment, I wait 30 seconds.
30 seconds? That's a long time in internet years.
It feels like an hour, but you'd be surprised. After 30 seconds of silence, I usually realize, actually, I don't need to say this. This doesn't help anyone. And I just delete it.
That is such a good habit. It's like a digital detox, but in small moments.
It saves me so much stress, because once you put words out there, you can't take them back. They are gone. But silence is always safe. You never have to apologize for something you didn't say in a moment of anger.
I want to bring this back to our listeners for a moment. If you are listening to this and you're thinking, but Emma, Alex, I want to speak. I want to practice my English. We hear you.
Yeah, don't just stop talking forever. That would make for a very quiet podcast.
Right, but here's the thing. Many English learners feel weak because they have to pause to find a word. They think that the silence between their words is a mistake.
Oh, I see this all the time. They say, "I want to go to the store," and they look so embarrassed. They look like they want to disappear.
But here's the secret. Those pauses, they don't make you look weak. They make you look thoughtful.
Exactly. If you rush and say, "I want to go on the place with the food," it sounds messy. But if you say, I want to go to the store," it sounds like you are choosing your words carefully. It sounds like you are in control.
It's about owning the silence. Don't apologize for it. Don't say, "Sorry, my English is bad." Just be silent. Look the person in the eye, find your word, and then say it.
That's a power move. When you aren't afraid of the silence, the person you are talking to becomes more patient. They think, "Oh, This person is really thinking about what they want to say. It should listen.
It's a psychological trick, really. People who speak fast and fill every gap with and look nervous. People who are comfortable with a bit of silence look like they have high status. They look like leaders.
So, to all our learners, the next time you forget a word, don't panic. Just breathe. Count to 3. The silence is your friend. It's your strength.
You know, Alex, this makes me think about active listening. We talk about it a lot in business and psychology, but it's really just strategic silence, isn't it?
Strategic silence. I like that. It sounds like a spy movie. Alex, use your strategic silence.
But it's true. When you really listen without thinking about what you're going to say next, people feel loved. They feel seen.
That's a big one. Think about the last time you talked to someone, and you could tell they were just waiting for you to stop so they could talk.
Oof, it's the worst. They're looking at your mouth, just waiting for a gap so they can jump in. You feel like you're talking to a wall that's about to fall on you.
Right. But when someone is silent, and they are just there with you, they aren't checking their phone. They aren't nodding, yes, 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 just to speed you up. That kind of silence is the greatest gift you can give a friend.
It's actually a very strong thing to do because it requires you to put your own ego aside. You are saying, right now, your words are more important than my words.
And ironically, that makes people want to talk to you more. It makes them trust you.
It's funny how that works, isn't it? The less you talk, the more people want to hear what you have to say. It's like, how do I put this? If you're always shouting, you're just part of the background noise, like a car alarm or a loud fan. People eventually just tune you out.
Haha, tune you out. That's a great phrasal verb, by the way. It means you stop paying attention even though the noise is still there. And you're right. But when the quiet person speaks, everyone leans in. It's like a magnet.
Exactly. It's because silence creates value. It's the supply and demand of conversation. If your words are rare, they are expensive. If they are everywhere, they are cheap.
You know, I was just thinking about our listeners, who might be feeling nervous about their next English conversation, maybe a job interview or a first date. They feel this huge pressure to keep the vibe going by talking nonstop.
Oh, totally. But imagine how much more cool and confident you look if you just take a breath. If someone asks you a tough question, don't jump to answer in half a second. Look them in the eye, think for a moment, and then speak. That silence says, I am not afraid of this moment.
That's so true. It shows you are the master of the conversation, not the victim of it. Man, we really went deep today, didn't we? From empty vessels to power moves in English.
We really did. But I think it's such a necessary reminder. In a world that won't stop talking, choosing to be silent is a superpower. It's not about being shy. It's about being intentional.
Well, I think that's the perfect note to end on. My brain feels full in a good way, but before we head out into our own little moments of silence,
we have a small favor to ask our EngVibe family. If you've been listening to us and you feel like these conversations are helping your English journey, or even just helping your mindset, please make sure to subscribe or follow us.
Yeah, it's a big help. If you are listening on your favorite app or watching on YouTube, just hit that button. It only takes a second, but it means a lot to us.
And for my YouTube friends, don't be silent in the comments. We actually want to hear from you there. What was a time when silence helped you? Or maybe a time when you wish you had stayed quiet? Let us know.
Also, if you liked this, give us a like and share it with someone, friend who talks a little too much. Just kidding, or maybe I'm not.
Alex, you're terrible, but seriously, share the vibe. We love growing this community with you all. All right, it's time for us to stop talking so you can go out and practice what we discussed. Emma, take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourself when you're learning. And remember, your silence isn't a gap, it's your strength.
Alex, stay calm, keep learning, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye, everyone. Take care.